Anyway, hey guys, this is another video for my channel, Demon Slayer 777. Meaning I'm here to slay demons with correct spiritual guidance from the Most High. 777, look it up. Or whatever, or just spiritual angelic guidance. We'll say that from the angels. Now, in this video, I want to talk about confusion. Now, remember I told you that narcissists, gang stalkers, they work off confusion. What they're doing is confusing because the whole time you're wondering in your head, what are they doing? We know they're evil because we know we would never do it. Remember I told you guys, that's the first way you could tell if somebody's an enemy. As an empath, it's a chosen one. If you know you're real. If they do anything that's opposite from something that you would do. And we're not talking about simple mistakes. You know, we can use our common sense. We know what's unacceptable and what isn't. Then that means they're an enemy. Now, I want to tell you something. A lot of times empaths or whatever, before we experience narcissism on different levels from different people, we try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Remember I told you narcissists are incapable of thinking of us. The things they do, we would never even think about doing. Period. We're not perfect. We wouldn't make any mistakes, but it's some of the things that they do that show off the spirit in you. Now, when you do certain things, can you really bounce back from it? When you do certain things, especially if the truth is revealed to you, if you see a person, would you guys see a truth online and gather up with a bunch of your messy friends, hoes, and niggas, see the truth about a person and sit up there and make fun of them and then look at how long they did it? Would you ever in your mind even fathom that? Then notice sometimes gang stalkers, their families are involved, mothers, and sometimes they even have their children. One time I saw a guy gang stalking me with his kids in the car. They have no respect. We have respect, they don't. Anything we are, they are the exact same thing, but opposite. We have personal boundaries for people. Would you ever astroproject and try to go inside? Would you ever astroproject and try to go in somebody's mind and figure out what they're thinking? And yes, these people can do this. They're Satanists. Anybody who laughs at off and be like, nah, they work for the devil and they can do it. I have guys that can, remember I told you I'm clairvoyant. We're all clairvoyant. After a while, God will strengthen your gifts. The more harder people come against you and gather up more, the more your old spirit guides will leave, and then they'll bring new spirit guides. Sorry, a reader had told me that a while back. She was like, when I first started off, I had a certain amount of spirit guides that were giving me information and stuff like that, revealing my eyes to the truth. We are seers as empaths. And then she said, okay, well, you're about to go to another level. The higher level the demons are that come against you more, the more you will get higher level spirit guides. If that makes any type of sense, they will speak through you and let your enemies know what's to come and how to cope through this. If you really think about the stuff that they've done, I'm going to write an audio book on this. I want everybody to know what they did, because it's for somebody to go in details about what they did, not even shame, not afraid or whatever. The next person won't have to go through it, and they won't feel alone, and they'll know how to I don't know how to like navigate and work through it, just like Yeshua or whatever. Remember, if he wouldn't have came down here and what he went through with the demons, remember, it's the same path, the same people that were envious of him, watching, gang stalking him, tormenting him while he carried that burden alone. Then we wouldn't even know how to handle this. Notice we repeat some of the same stuff he says. We are able to decode the messages because we had the same path. So that's how you know if you're a chosen one. It's always one person, the strongest one, and it's many. That lets you know that you're strong for them to do that. When I wake up in the morning or whatever, I hack in as I'm talking, giving these messages. Some of them are hacked in, and remember, they want you to know that that you can hear them. They want you to know that way. It's only you when they can feel crazy. As I'm talking, I hear some of them saying, "Man, but you're hacked in." See, they play dumb for so long that. And they're taught to deny the truth, which is what Satan teaches. He's a liar. We stand in truth. That's the difference. Some things you can never bounce back from. Some things are unforgivable. That's why I always tell people talking about you supposed to forgive this. No. It's not about that. You know, in your right mind was forgivable. Certain things are just unacceptable, period. Then you be waiting for people to feel. Sometimes I just be looking at people when they talking. I know they full of dog shit. And I just be looking at people and I be like, do they have any type of remorse in their heart? And that's how you know a person doesn't have God in them, but they really, truly don't believe in the Most High. Because there's certain things as empaths in our spirit, we know that we better not do, because we already know God is watching us and he going to light our ass up. No matter if we've been lost in sin, no matter in our past before we knew the truth about ourselves. It's certain things. We would never all gather around people and just watch somebody, especially seeing the truth of someone. That's how you know it's spiritual. Look at the person they're attacking. Look at the person they're attacking. They see you have integrity. I remember when I used to type in a browser, because remember, they screen mirror. So anything you type in a browser, even if you don't press search, and my phone is up now, they can see it. So I'll type in the browser and I'll be like, because at first you'll be like, well, what is this? It's like you're explaining yourself to a bunch of idiots that you shouldn't even have to explain shit to. God don't explain shit to them. Notice in the Bible, and I always say that how God describes the wicked. He don't go in a long category about they came from a bad mom and dad and stuff like that, and this is the reason why they do this because they can't. No, he said, what does he say about the wicked? There is no good in them. There's a liar. It's like flat out, just no details. He don't really give a fuck. Really, be honest, he don't give a fuck to understand them. He gives a fuck to understand us because we've been through so much as empaths, always complaining, always thinking nobody cares, but we would never do this shit to people. If you notice, like in hazing and fraternities, they like to humiliate people, beat them down. It's like they go through a ritual. Part of that is kind of see like, or how far are you going to go? How far are you going to let us humiliate? How bad do you want it to do that? Some empaths, we just could never be a part of it. Some of us could try, or some of us have, but it's like certain things we could just never be a part of. I'm not finna let it's just certain things we just wouldn't do or whatever. And then even if you do get involved in it, once you see the foolery and fuckery, you're gonna do what? Walk away, right? So you have to really think about what type of people that we're dealing with. People that see your character, they know your character. Remember, they've been watching you for a long time, even before you knew it. Astral projecting. And remember, I told you, if you don't believe in astral projecting and stuff like that, stay the fuck off my page. I'm not finna break it down and really go in debate. And, well, if you're this, I'm not finna do all that. It's either you get it or you don't. And that's what it is. That's why I'm at with mine. Like Martin said, that's why I'm at with mine. It's like, for real, I got no time to be playing no motherfucking games. This is spiritual warfare. For real, you don't believe it. And sometimes my page be funny and I can make jokes. Empaths were very funny truthers. But notice our jokes are based on truth. So if you don't believe that shit, stay the fuck off. And I'm just being honest. I don't have no time to play no more games. This is a serious situation. So anyway, yeah, that's how you know you're dealing with demons. That's why we can see demons, because we like, wait a minute. And you be trying to figure out all your life, you be like, how do people know that I'm a good person? And yeah, blah, blah. You're the scapegoat. Anything, like, I'm just going to give you an example with my family. They like to say, oh, she likes to repeat stuff, blah, 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 blah. Maya couldn't get it together. But then you find out later during your awakening that a lot of the people that were talking behind your back were the ones doing magic on you, making you lose stuff, clumsy spells. And remember, they're secret. They will never admit that they belong to it. You have spiritual gifts. You have spiritual gifts as an empath, natural spiritual gifts that the Most High gave to you. You know how you can look at a person, tell if they're being deceptive, and once you, after the narc leaves you, you won't ever doubt it again. And the only way that a person can get over on you is if you doubt your intuition. Because after the narc, you be connected to your spiritual guides, and they let you know. You can look at a person and tell if they're being deceptive by their eyes, certain eye shifts, the way they look. They just look kind of demonic, or they look sneaky. You can see that shit, period. And you always have. You just doubted it. The narc let you know clearly, I'm a motherfucking devil. Everything you thought about him was what? True. Okay, so that's why God brought him into your life and let him do you like that, so you can see it's warfare. People do not like God like people down here. They hate earth angels. The world is wicked. So anyway, God doesn't have any type of mercy for the wicked. He don't want to understand them. He don't want us to understand them. In the Bible, when God said, forgive 77 times, he was talking about empaths. But somebody probably took the text out, because remember, stuff has been added in, taken out. Use your common sense. However your life is, however your path is, it's like the same path as the Most High. However the narcs are, the karmics or whatever, they're the same as the gang stalkers that were going against the Most High. You're not this. You're not an earth angel. He said he was an earth angel, remember? He didn't come down here and say he was a child of God. He came down here and said he was an earth angel. When you found out you was an earth angel or empath, because most people know what that means, a very sensitive one, highly gifted. You don't know that, but they know that. Or people can look at you. Let me calm down. Slow down. Narcs can look at you and tell that you're a sensitive one, a chosen one. Just like we can look at them and see they're deceptive, they can look at you and tell if you're a chosen one. One way narcs can tell if somebody is an empath, a chosen one, whatever, highly gifted, sensitive, or what they call somebody you can get over on, try to get over on or something because they don't know who they are yet or whatever, is they try to do stuff and then see how you're going to react. Notice narcs, they don't really blow up. I'm talking about real narcs, real covert narcs, not the ignorant ones. Real covert narcs, you'll do something to them and they'll be quiet and they'll get you back with magic. That's what they do. They dabble in the spiritual realm and stuff like that. Us, we react what? When somebody offend us and we just know we wouldn't do it. We react and blow up and be like, what? And all our life and stuff like that. We still like that, even after awakening. We be like, no, you didn't try us and you know who I am. That's what you be thinking in your mind. Narcs don't do that. They have no emotion or whatever. They don't feel bad about nothing that they do. They'll laugh or whatever, see you dead, know your character, and that's it. And they have no type of understanding or no type of fear of the Most High. They really think they can just get away with it, and that's it. They think they can hurt good people, and that's it. So once you kind of like realize that and you realize what type of people that you're dealing with, it's kind of like you slowly start taking your power back, and you have to start, like when you're dealing with narcissists, you can't really react. And I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it because it's hard. It's hard. Anybody that say just ignore them or whatever with gang stalking, anybody who says that, they work for the devil, because it's easier said than done. You do it. And the more powerful you are, the more they gonna come against you and try to make you go crazy or look crazy. So we just gonna say that it's not, you can ignore them, but it's like they're gonna have to really break down to you how to do it. These people astro project, they talk, they want you to make you look crazy. And imagine the people before tarot, what they went through to confirm what they were already thinking. Imagine it. I had one guy, whatever, named Chris from my old apartments. This nigga, for real, like I told, that's the one that said, oh yeah, they fucking with you. What did he say? They fucking with you. They said you know too much. Never say who they is. I'm like, who? The police? It was like, well, there's police everywhere. This nigga, from the moment I hack in at 4 a.m., if I hack in at 2 a.m. and my phone, like not hack in, turn it on, he laugh and giggle. All the way, all throughout the day. Even when I have my earphones on, I can hear them. Earphones on, hear them. And I never in my life heard voices or nothing like that. Never. Nobody could ever say no shit like that. Nobody could ever say, oh, she's hearing voices. Even when I used to get high and stuff, I never heard voices or nothing like that. So all that gang talking and stuff like that, people, anybody who downplays that and act like you're insane or it's not a big deal, they're a part of that than what you did. Because you rose up and you realized who you were. And notice that when you rise up, people's attitude change. Certain people attitude change. Anybody who can't support you, anybody who kind of have a little snooty attitude, but you're talking about too, they have a demonic spirit in them. For real, especially if you're not cocky and you're not arrogant. Some people said that that I act, what they say, Rita said they thought I was arrogant. Bitch, if you think I'm arrogant, say the fuck off my shit. For real, because I don't come off like that. They want me to humble myself. No, I'm sorry, not humble myself because I'm already humble. They want me to tuck my tail between my legs and be like, well, no, fuck that. For real, they want you to be subservient to them. And when they are subservient to you, karmics and narcs are under empath. That's just what it is, and they're not even equal to it all. Look at the stuff you do. You use your power against people that don't to hurt other people that didn't do shit to you. You work for the devil, right? So you think it's cool that you see somebody and you see them a competition in them, and you think it's cool to stop their views, stop their money, just because you have powers and you think you're a god. When you remote view, can astro project, can do magic to the legs, make people homeless and stuff, you start thinking you God. That's what they mean when they say people playing God in your life. But you're not a god. That's why the death spell doesn't go through. If you was that powerful or whatever, you would be able to kill the targets, right? But then notice when you start doing your return to senders, their God complex kind of goes down. Because everything they put out, they're going to get back times 10. Usually it's times 3, but times 10 because of the person you did it to. And then your children get it too. They don't give a fuck. You'll tell them all day you're going to get karma. They did not hear. God didn't give them an ear to hear, if that makes any sense. We have a connection with God. There's certain things you ain't going to do because you fear the wrath of the Most High. Something in you'll be like, man, I better not do this because I know God going to give me back. Especially if you're doing it from ill will. Now, if we do hexes and stuff like that, you really think God going to give a fuck about that? To a karmic? Come on, if you gang stalk a karmic, that's a female devil, a female narc, a whore Babylon, meaning she can be in a relationship with you and still whore around, lie to your face, be pregnant by another man. She has no morals, nothing like that. That's the difference. Not just a promiscuous person or whatever was lost. A karmic is somebody who can't be trusted. Somebody kind of like the woman from a family that prays, but some of them are a little bit more low level than that. Just a grimy type of female. You really think God give a fuck about somebody like that? And that is, people need to try to realize, just like the devil doesn't give a fuck about God's children, God doesn't give a fuck about the devil's children. Some people cannot be forgiven. Some people will not hear. It's not about being chosen or whatever. We have a God-like nature. We have a God-like nature. We'll just say, they like to say chosen, but we already know who we are once you awaken. We don't have to be like doubting our mind thinking if we're going to heaven. No, we already know. We already know. So that's why I say, who are the 144,000? They have to be the 1/3 of the stars that feel, the angels that feel. For real. Their fate is sealed, meaning they can't go to heaven, period. Them or their bloodline. It doesn't make sense. We already know. Intuitively, we already know. And I used to think about that for a long time. It's like the 144,000. I used to say that online. That's us. No, it's the 144,000 that went against the Most High. They know they're going to hell or whatever. It's not going to be that many people that's going to go to heaven. It's not a lot of good people down here. Have you met any as empath? Or it's a bunch of devils down here who don't give a fuck, who only care about their own self. God used humble messengers. And you can feel the humbleness. If you're real, you can tell if a person real. Just like narcs can look at a person and tell they're a devil, right? Okay, so that's what I want to say. Yeah, they have no type of way of, or they may feel bad, but they still will go through with it. They have no type of soul in them. I think once you tap into certain rituals, like drinking ghost blood or something like that, or fucking an animal, goat, whatever, I think what happened is that their spirit leaves, and then the demonic spirit or whatever, when no soul comes in them, total darkness. That's why they do stuff, and it's like you be looking at them and you like, how the fuck can a human being do this? And I've been gangsta for 2 years. Heck, then they been laughing every day. Heck, then my shit astro projected since what November of last year. And the whole thing is made to make you look crazy. And you have to be a devil and crazy to try to make somebody look or appear crazy or think they are. Think about that. And they still think it's funny. Still going. That's unhuman. Just like we do stuff that's unhuman, they're unhuman. Only a devil could do that and not feel bad, not give a fuck. Just think if you dropped dead or whatever. They wouldn't care. Okay, mission done. That's it. And just think that they're going to go on with no type of wrath or judgment or whatever. They don't care. They let you know it's spiritual and you dealing with devils.